Hey everybody, Crow here. We're back finally with some Dungeons and Dumpster Fires. We're going to be making some more pre-gens. With me today is Sandless Dunes. Say hello, Dunes.
Hello, everybody.
Alright, so we're going to be making 3 today. We're going to break this up into a couple episodes. We're going to make 3 today, and we're going to make about 4 next time. Today we're going to be working on a pre-generated Druid, Sorcerer, and Warlock. So we're going to start with a Furbolg Druid here. So let me go to my character sheets. So this is going to be a Furbolg. I may or may not be spelling that right. I don't care. It's not important right now. Let's see. What's a good alignment for... Druids are fairly neutral. So what do you think? Like maybe a true neutral or a chaotic neutral? What do you think?
I'd love to see a true neutral druid, really just up in the air.
All right. True neutral druid. And let's see. He needs a background. I think, what did we decide on? Hermit or Outlander? What do we got there?
Looks like what we decided on is Outlander.
Outlander. All right. Outlander it is. He's got no experience because he's just here. He's going to start off at level 1, but eventually he'll get to level 5. We're only taking these to level 5. Druid Circle. What did we decide on for that?
Circle of the Shepherd?
Circle of the Shepherd. Corporal Shepherd. He's a Mass Effect druid. Or no, Corporal Shepherd. That was Half-Life.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. That was. What was that expansion? You know what I'm talking. The first expansion, not Blue Shift.
I do know what you're referring to.
Yeah.
I don't think I can name it.
Oh, Opposing Forces.
There we go.
Yeah, but it's not what we're here for. This is not a Half-Life show. This is a D&D show. All right, so we're gonna go. Let's grab our... Oh, the one thing I didn't grab was dice. We'll get that in a minute.
Yeah, let me...
Actually, my backpack is around the corner there. It's army backpack.
Okay.
So just get the brown... Or actually, just grab the green bag out of it, and the... and we'll roll stuff.
Here you are.
Probably have a tray, but hey, we live on the edge. So we'll roll some stats, or we'll roll some hit points in a second. So we're going to go Circle of the Shepherd. That's right. Alright, so this is sort of a wild, really, really nature-oriented circle, I think. It does have some summoning, lots of spirits and stuff, so this is going to be, I think, a really nice support thing for this character. So we got Speech of the Woods. It might help if I kept that selected. This circle. Now, all these pre-gens are going to be Adventurers League legal. They're going to be from core books. None of this is going to be Unearthed Arcana or anything like that. Circle of the Shepherd can be found in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So let's go ahead and copy that. We'll go back to our PDF here. And we got Speech of the Woods as our first circle thing. We don't need our level 6 thing. They only get the 1 at level 2, and then the rest of their stuff comes way later on. The big thing with druids early on, they're going to get both of their wild shapes. Mm-hmm. So we got that, at least. Let's go ahead and roll up some hit points. I think they're a D8, which I have plenty of. Oh, actually, no, we don't need to roll hit points. I forgot. Level 1 characters start with their max hit points based on their constitution, so...
That's true.
I forgot about that. It's been a while since I've... No, it hasn't. Who am I kidding? I roll characters every other week. I'm an altaholic. So, let's see. Druid's primary thing is Wisdom. Their saving throws are Wisdom and... Wisdom.
Wisdom and Intelligence.
Wisdom and Intelligence. Okay, so... We're going to want to make... Now, their spellcasting stat is definitely Wisdom. We're using the standard array for all of these. Since it's a Furbolg, it gets +2 to Wisdom, so this one's going to have really good Wisdom. But we want to make sure that we fill out everything else. So I'm actually thinking maybe from our standard array, maybe put our 14 Wisdom here. And then that'll bump it to 16, and they'll still get a +3 modifier.
I think that's a great idea.
Alright, so it's going to be our 14 there, and that's a +3. We want this guy to survive. I mean, the saving throws are really important too, but having a good amount of hit points is also a good idea, I think. So I'm thinking maybe put the 15 for Constitution. And that's a +2. So we'll take our next highest, which is the 13. And we'll make that our intelligence. That's a, you know, it's a decent +1, you know. We'll you know, depending on how far this character goes, if somebody plays it, they can always pump intelligence later on.
Certainly.
Strength, not so important for a circle of the shepherd. Their animal forms are really just going to replace their stats anyway if they're transformed, so they don't need a lot of strength here. They're going to get a +1, or no, sorry, yeah, no, +1 for being a furbolg to that. So I think 9 is fine for that.
Yeah, that seems fair.
And that, I mean, that's a -1, or is that a 0?
It will be a -1.
-1. Okay. So, but again, when they transform, you know, they can turn into a bear later and be all berry.
You know, with the general shape and composure of a furbolg, I could see it.
Yeah. We'll take our 0. Well, you know what? This guy's a hermit. He's an outlander. He's not really. He doesn't care so much about interacting with people, so we could probably get away with putting the 0 for charisma.
Yeah, I think so. Doesn't have as much
Or
experience.
Yeah, he's not a people person, but I mean, he lives in the middle of nowhere. So that just leaves our 12 for dexterity, which is going to be, again, a decent little +1. We'll typically leave these blank to be filled in by the person playing it, because these will change over time. But they'll get their +2 proficiency bonus. You know, this will be on other things, so we'll leave this stuff empty for right now. Hit point maximum, they've got a +2 to Constitution, a D8 for the hit points, so they're going to start out with an even 10.
Which is nice, first level.
Oh yeah, that is it. You know, you're not too weak, you're not too flabby, but you're not going to be tanking anyway. Not with this character. And I know tanking really isn't a thing in D&D, but it's a term that's kind of stuck, you know.
Yeah.
So that's that. Let's go ahead and pick some spells. So how many? Go ahead and find the druids there. How many spells do they get?
Let's take a look.
Let's see.
So it looks like we are starting with 2 cantrips.
All right, 2 cantrips, and then how many first level spells?
Looks like we have...
Or wait, I think druids know all their spells.
That's what it looks like. So it looks like they have two slots.
All right, 2 spell slots for first level, but they know everything. They know all their... That's the great thing about divine casters, which druids are included in. They know all their spells. It's just how many can they prepare each day. Clerics and paladins fall into that too. Oddly enough, rangers do not, even though they share a lot of spells with druids. So let's go ahead and pick a couple of cantrips for them.
I think that sounds excellent.
All right, let's see. What do we got here? We got a big list of cantrips and stuff all the way at the back of the book. And if you want to grab Xanathar's, there's more spells at the back of that one.
Oh, excellent.
So we don't have to limit ourselves just to what's in the player's handbook.
Yeah, let's get everything we can.
Yeah. Druidcraft, that sounds interesting. I kind of want to see what that does. Let's look that up. We'll go back to... Now, we're also... To copy and paste from, we're using the Dungeons & Dragons wiki. Now, let's see. The spell Druidcraft. Oh, okay. So this is basically thaumaturgy and prestidigitation for druids.
It is, yes.
Yeah. You use your action to create one of the following effects within range, and it's a 30-foot range. You create a harmless sensory effect that predicts the weather. Oh, that's actually a little more handy than prestidigitation. It's the weather channel, but accurate. Predicts the weather for the next 24 hours, and the effect lasts for 1 round, which is 6 seconds. You can make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. You create a harmless nature-related sensory effect. The effect must fit within a 5-foot cube, or you light or put out a small flame.
Which can be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, might need to start a fire. That could be handy. So let's keep that one in the back of the head. Maybe we'll grab that. Resistance is always a good one. Produce flame. I think, given what Druidcraft can do, I kind of feel like Druidcraft would be more useful than Produce Flame.
I think so.
Yeah, do we have anything new in there?
We do. We also have Control Flame
Okay.
or Create Bonfire.
Okay.
We have
Those are good ones.
Frostbite and Gust.
Ooh. Okay. Maybe scare off some locals who are cutting down his trees with a strong gust of wind.
Certainly. It looks like we have a few more. Shape Water, Thunderclap, Primal Savagery, Mold Earth, Magic Stone, and Infestation.
Well, let's see. We want to think of the theme for our druid here. He's an outlander and he's circled as shepherd, so he's got a lot of summoning things. I feel like druidcraft kind of falls into that because he's also affecting the world, or he or she is affecting the world around them, even with summoning their spirits and everything, and with druidcraft. So I kind of feel like that one really fits well.
I agree. I really like druidcraft.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and we'll give our druid the ability to craft. Maybe if I type it correctly, it'll show up right. Alright, there we go. Druidcraft. And we need one more cantrip.
Alright.
Let's see. What do you have in mind there?
I was going to pull up Infestation, since he's a bit of a summoner.
Oh, yeah. That is a nice one.
It is.
That actually fits really well.
Yeah, it looks like Conjuration cantrip, yeah?
Ooh, okay, so you cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily on one creature you can see within range, which is 30 feet. The target must succeed on a Constitution check, or it takes 1d6 poison damage and moves 5 feet in a random direction if it can move. And its speed or if it can move and its speed is at least 5 feet. Roll a d4 for the direction. 1 north, 2 south, 3 east, 4 west. This movement doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity, and if the direction rolled is blocked, the target doesn't move. And the neat thing about this one is the poison damage done by this spell increases at different level intervals. I think that fits really well.
Yeah, I like it.
With our little summoner.
One of my favorite material costs so far, a Living Flea.
Ooh. Good luck catching one of those. So, we're not going to fill this out right now. I am going to make the sheets available for download on my Dropbox if you want to grab them. Links will be below in the description. So, we're not going to fill out all their spells now just because they get all their spells. They know them all. But they will be filled in by the time I get this uploaded to the Dropbox. And I may also include just a list of all the spells in a separate document, like a notepad or something to download, so you don't have to fill them out.
Which is very handy.
Yeah, so... Oh, and I almost forgot, we have actually a little tracker for our spells, our spell slots over here, which is really nice. Cantrips known. We'll leave that blank because, again, we want that's going to change as they level up. Racial traits. It's a furbolg. They get a lot of stuff. I think. They get a few things. They get some things. Let's go ahead and pull up our furbolg.
Yeah, see that.
Grab his racial traits. Or her racial traits. They can be either what. Well, okay, so that's not a U, that's supposed to be an I. I've been spelling this wrong. I'm gonna fix that on the sheet there. I don't want to look completely dumb. Just mostly dumb. And we'll figure out our proficiencies in a little bit as well. So, yeah, furbolgs get quite a bit. They get a +2 wisdom and a +1 strength. They're medium. They can move about 30 feet, so normal humanoid. They can cast Detect Magic and Disguise Self just naturally. When you cast either one of these spells, you can't cast it again until you have finished a long or short rest. When you use this version of Disguise Self, you can seem up to 3 feet shorter than normal, allowing you to more easily blend in with humans and elves. Furbolgs are kind of tall. They're 6'2" at their shortest. They have Hidden Step. As a bonus action, they can magically turn invisible until the start of the next turn or until they attack, make a damage roll, or force someone to make a saving throw. Again, once used, they can't do it again until after a long or short rest. They're really strong naturally. They count as one size larger when determining their carrying weight and the weight they can push, drag, or lift. They can speak to animals and plants, apparently. You have the ability to communicate in a limited manner with beasts and plants. They can understand the meaning of your words, although you have no special ability to understand them if they talk back. You have advantage on all charisma checks you make to influence them. So you never know when you're going to have to influence a weed. And they can speak, read, and write Common, Elvish, and Giant. So yeah, they get quite a bit here. So let's go ahead and grab these, and we'll apply these to our Druid's character sheet. Alright, well it's really tiny, but I'm sure you can read it if you printed it out. Okay, so next we're going to look at, so being a Druid, I believe they get light armor, and simple weapons, I think that may be all their, oh, and I think they might have shields, maybe? We can uncheck that. Oh, I have, I have the player's handbook. Alright, Druid. So you can tell it's authentic because you can hear the pages.
That's what makes it good.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're still in Cleric.
I do appreciate how their racial traits have that short rest or a long rest.
Yeah. Oh, they can wear medium armor too. So they're actually kind of specific on their weapons because they can't use anything, or they can't wear armor or shields made of metal. Or they won't use armor and shields made out of metal. Weapons, they have clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears.
Very specific.
Yes, it is. So we're actually gonna we're just gonna copy that off the wiki. So let's go back there. Because it is so specific, it's not really covered. Everything's not covered in one little thing here. So, okay, armor is, though, we'll just, actually, because they also have natural proficiency with herbalism kits, which I think is pretty handy.
Yeah, it's a great flair for the Druid as well.
Oh, yeah. So we'll just put that there. Languages, Giant, Common, with a capital O apparently, and Elven. So, yeah, oh, well that didn't get pasted up there anyway, so you can move some of that. Yeah, it's kind of limited on space, so some of it got cut off, unfortunately. But, we can include it again in the text file, the full thing. And everything is also available on the wiki. And if you have a player's handbook, you can look it up there. Okay, so, herbalism kit. And as far as skills go, they can choose 2 from Arcana, Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, and Survival. I think Survival is kind of important in this case.
I think so as well.
And probably Animal Handling since they're a summoner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so it picked it for us. So, Animal Handling and Survival.
Both of them to +3 from Wisdom.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and look at our Outlander background. Because we do want to make sure we get our background.
Yes.
Outlander. So they have automatic proficiencies in Survival and Athletics. So because we already picked Survival, we can replace this with something else. So we'll go ahead and grab Nature as well. I think that's kind of a no-brainer, really, for a Druid.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what was the other one? Athletics? Athletics. Alright. Again, perfect for a Firbolg Druid, because they have a bonus to strength anyway, although this one's not quite so good at it. His strength's a little low, but it's okay. So, let's see, what else do we get? We get skill in 1 type of musical instrument. What do you think our Druid would play?
I would love to see our Firbolg Druid playing some sort of percussive instrument.
Ooh, bongos.
Bongos.
Bongos, alright. Bongo, bongo, bongo. I don't want to leave the Congo. Oh, no, 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 no. Big Fallout fan. Alright. So, bongos. And they have some starting equipment as well, which is nice.
Oh, in one language of our choice.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, what do you think he should speak? It should speak.
What should they speak?
So we've got Druid, we've got Giant, and we've got Common. What's a good, Sylvan.
That is very good.
Is that included in Elven?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either. I kind of feel like Sylvan might cover, like, Fae.
Actually.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay, so...
And I think for our Summoner Druid, Sylvan would be a good match.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, ask some local fairies for help.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so... And then we've got some equipment. Again, we'll fill out the equipment before this gets uploaded. So for the video right now, just from their background, they start out with 10 gold, a staff, a hunting trap, a trophy from an animal you killed, regrettably because our druid loves nature, a set of traveler's clothes, and and the money. And then of course
the common stuff.
Yeah, and then they'll have stuff from their class. I kind of feel like a wooden shield and a scimitar would be a good combo.
Certainly.
Yeah, I remember the reasoning back in 2nd edition for scimitars is because they're sickle-shaped. And sickles and, of course, mistletoe were strongly associated with druids. Back then, druids they're still nature-oriented, but they were kind of more like pagan.
Almost like goddess worshippers.
Yeah, whereas in 5th edition, this is your tree hugger, your nature lover. Not specifically pagan, but they still keep that, some of that imagery there. So they'll have a druidic focus, an explorer's pack, leather armor, a scimitar, and a wooden shield. Hopefully they don't try to block fire with it. So I think, for now, our druid may be done. Like I said, everything else will be filled out by the time this gets uploaded. But for right now, I think we've got a good thing here. Good looking thing here. So that's our druid. Let's go ahead and save this. And actually navigate to the proper folder. Alright, my computer just updated earlier today, so some things are going to be a little bit slow. This is our druid pre-gen, and we've got it saved. So next, let's go ahead and close that. Next we're going to do our sorcerer, our dragonborn sorcerer.
Excellent.
So, let's see. He's a silver, or she's a silver. I like silver dragons. I don't know why I typed it like that. Alright. Silver dragonborn. This actually is important because this is going to determine their resistances and breath weapon.
Yes.
Our sorcerer, what did we choose for their background?
We chose a good old guild artisan.
Alright, yeah. Guild artisan. That's not capitalized. Come on. I can type. I've been typing all day, so my fingers are like, why are you making me do this? Let's see. As a guild artisan, he's probably about the money, so he's not gonna be leaning too far in the good or the evil spectrum. He's gonna be a little neutral, but he is part of a guild, so he's gonna follow those bylaws. I'm thinking maybe a lawful neutral. What do you think?
Yeah, I think lawful neutral is good.
All right.
Set within the rules of his organization.
Exactly. Alright, lawful neutral, and he's a dragon. And for our origin, we chose, of course, draconic. Because why would... It's a dragonborn, come on. It'd be silly not. So let's go ahead and... let's take a look at what this class gets as a dragonborn draconic sorcerer. Draconic bloodline. So, you choose one type of dragon as your ancestor. Well, it only makes sense. It would be a silver dragon. So, the damage type associated with each dragon is used by features you gain later. So, as a silver dragon, they breathe cold. Of course, they can speak, read, and write draconic, which I think they can do automatically as a dragonborn. I don't know if we get to replace that if it's part of a class.
I'm not sure. I think Maybe not because it's part of a class, but
Yeah.
I guess your DM can make the final decision.
Yeah, we'll follow the basic thing and just kind of skip that because I believe Dragonborn get. You know, I can just look. It's not that hard. I have a book right in my lap. I need to stop being lazy. Alright, Dragonborn can speak. Yeah, they can speak, read, write, Common, and Draconic.
Excellent.
Draconic the Hedgehog. Okay, so yeah, we'll just skip that for now. So we'll just say this one only gets 2 languages. Again, it's up to your DM if they want to give you an extra language, which I think would be totally fair. I totally would.
Yeah.
But since we're not sure on the rule, we'll just skip it for right now. Draconic Resilience. At first level, your hit point maximum increases by 1 and increases by 1 again whenever you gain a level in this class. Additionally, parts of your skin are covered by a thin sheen of dragonlight. Well, no shit, it's Dragonborn. When you aren't wearing armor, your AC equals 13 plus your Dex mod.
Which is really handy to have.
Yeah, and I don't think Dragonborn get that naturally, so that'll be handy. That'll be very handy. So, let's go ahead and we're going to copy. Okay, so we'll just grab this. Now, the cool thing is, whenever you make a charisma check when interacting with dragons, as a draconic sorcerer, you now get your proficiency bonus is doubled on charisma checks when interacting with dragons. So you get it's automatic expertise on charisma when talking to dragons. I think is very cool. So let's go ahead and put that in here. Sorcerer's Origin feature.
Which you can always use when speaking to dragons.
Oh, yeah.
You always need that list.
Alright. So, Draconic. Alright, here's all their... Sorcerers get a lot of stuff. 5. There's more than one level 1 thing there, though. Can I fit both in? Because they have that Draconic Resilience, too. I don't know where I'm supposed to put that, actually. You know, we'll put that somewhere else. Because this sheet did not give us the proper amount of space. Unless I was supposed to put that there and put the... I don't know. You know what? We'll put it... shoot. I'm not sure where to put this.
Yeah, maybe we'll see if it'll fit together. If it'll scrunch it down.
Maybe? Oh, it does!
Oh, excellent.
Yes, okay, let's put a... let's tighten that up a little bit. Okay, so it's going to be a little tiny, but it's readable. Alright, so, as a Dragonborn, let's grab our racial stuff as well. And this is not the Fusroda type of Dragonborn. So, Dragonborn, they get a +2 to Strength and a +1 to Charisma. So that's, I mean, the Strength not so much for a Sorcerer, but Charisma, important.
Yes.
Kind of their spellcasting thing. Size, they're medium. Speed is, we won't even copy that part. They can speak, read, and write Common and Draconic. And they have resistance, in this case, to cold because it is a Silver Dragon. So, and they also have a breath weapon, which is very nice. And for silvers, it's a 15-foot cone of cold where the target has to make a Constitution save. And the DC for this saving throw is 8 plus your Constitution mod plus your proficiency bonus. So we're probably going to want to focus a lot on Constitution with this one as well. Not only for the hit points, but just to make that saving throw difficult to get past.
I agree.
So, breath weapon. Alright. And of course, after you use the breath weapon, you got to take a long or short rest.
And again, if these racial traits, that long or short rest, I just love it.
Oh yeah. Kind of OP. Let's see. Common and Draconic. So, unfortunately, we don't actually really have room for the breath weapon. Actually, yes we do. We can just put it right here. don't believe there's an attack bonus on that, though.
I think it's a Constitution save.
Yeah, it's just a Constitution save. So you just do it, and anything caught in it just has to make a save. So none of that. And they take 2d6 cold damage, and half that on a successful save. So we'll just put the damage here for right now. This will increase as you level, but we'll just fill it in for right now. Maybe, actually, you know what? This is one thing I like to do. Let the player fill it in. We'll just leave that blank, d6. It'll start off at 2. You fill it in if you decide to play this character.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have that there. Alright. And what is next? So we don't need any more Sorceress Origin stuff. But we do want some cantrips.
We do.
So let's see, how many cantrips do they get? And how many spell slots?
Let's take a look.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's let everybody see this.
Yeah.
Bring this up. Sharing is good. Okay. So, they get 4 known cantrips. They have 2 known spells and 2 spell slots. So, let's go ahead and go back to our sheet. 2 spell slots at level 1. And they get 4 cantrips. Let's see, what would be some good... I kind of feel... Maybe we could stick with the theme again. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a dragon. Maybe we could go different elements, just to expand. Not lock them into being just cold. So what do we have? We have Acid Splash. Ooh, the Mighty Black Dragon. Blade Ward, Chill Touch. Silver, perfect. And or white. Firebolt, the Mighty Red and the Mighty Gold. We have Dancing Lights. We have Friends. Okay. We have Light, Mage Hand, Mending, Message, Minor Illusion, Poison Spray, the Mighty Green, and I think there's a chromatic that has a Poison Breath. I think. Maybe it's Acid. Actually, I don't think any chromatics have poison.
Yeah, not since Mercury, I think.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Prestidigitation, Ray of Frost, again, that white and silver. Mm-hmm. Shocking Grasp, going to the blue. And I think there's a metallic that has an electric attack. And then True Strike. And does Xanathars have any cantrip? Oh, that does.
We do. We have a couple of them. We have, again, Control Flames and Create Bonfire.
Okay.
Create Bonfire is nice because it's a 1d8 fire with a dex save.
Nice.
We have Frostbite, so back to that silver. We have Gust. And then we have Infestation again, Mold Earth, Shape Water, and then Thunderclap.
Ooh, okay. So we get 4 cantrips to start off with. I kind of feel like at least 2 of them should be ice-based.
Yeah. Maybe Frostbite and Ray of Frost?
Yeah, okay, Ray of Frost. Caps lock. Ray of Frost and Frostbite.
And I do enjoy the disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll before the end of its turn if it's affected by Frostbite.
Oh, yeah, that does sound nice. That is very nice. And now, this is a silver, so he's probably going to have some affinity with other metallics. Mm-hmm. So I think our next ones should be... Our next 2 should be affiliated with other metallic dragons. So maybe like some fire, acid, lightning. Lightning. Mm-hmm. I think it's brass that can do lightning.
Yeah, brass or bronze. I can't remember which.
I don't remember either. So, Firebolt, can't go wrong with that.
No. Very classic sorcerer.
Oh, yeah. And maybe we should have one utility in there. I mean, True Strike is nice. I kind of feel being a guild artisan, a lawful neutral guild artisan, might be a little stuffy, so maybe the friend spell might help him win friends and influence people.
Yeah, I could see that.
Alright.
He seems like someone who might need that boost.
Probably, because he's only got a +1 to charisma. So, and speaking of charisma, Actually, let's just grab our, because we don't, sorcerers do not know all their spells. So let's grab two spells, 2 level 1 spells. They have quite a big list of spells. It's not quite as big as the wizards, but it's pretty sizable. Disguise Self, maybe for dealing with other races that might be scared of a dragon person. Shield, maybe to protect himself. Detect Magic, I mean, that's always a good one. Oh, they don't get identified. That's kind of a surprise.
It is.
Mage Armor, because not really they can't wear armor. So Mage Armor might be another good one.
We do also have Chaos Bolt from Xanathar's, which is a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get that nice variable elemental damage in.
Yeah, you know what? Let's have an offensive and a defensive. So let's go with Chaos Bolt. I like that idea.
Okay.
Let's see, defensive. I mean, there's Shield, there's Mage Armor.
I love a good old-fashioned shield. You just never know when you need that quick reaction to boost your AC.
Yeah, maybe someone from a rival guild decides they don't want you horning in on their business anymore, and they try to magic missile you.
Oh, that's
Shield's going to take care of that. All right, so we've got our 2 spells. I don't know why I hit caps lock for numbers, because you can't capitalize numbers. All right, racial traits. I guess our breath weapon could go there.
Oh, yes.
Aren't I silly? All right, let's go back to... You can't see it, but I'm back on the wiki. Oh, and we can include our damage resistance in that too.
Good. Nice cold resist.
Oh yeah. I don't think everything's gonna come up now. Let's see if we can get the breath weapon description in there.
See how far it shrinks down for us. And for being a racial trait, 5d6 by the end of it is not bad at all.
Yeah. Oh, it fits.
Excellent.
Oh, we can put a space. Okay, so let's see. What else do we need to do? Oh, we need our proficiencies.
Oh, and our
And our hit points. It's a D6 for sorcerers, I believe.
I believe that sounds right.
So let's figure out first things first, our ability scores.
Yes.
Sorcerer, charisma is important. That's their spellcasting stat. Constitution's important too as a Dragonborn, again because of the breath weapon. We get a +1 for that. I think a respectable 15 is good for charisma. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good. Bring it up to 16.
Or no,
I mean,
we're gonna
14.
put the we're gonna
Bring
put
it
the
up to
14.
15.
Bring it, yeah. Okay. So,
Still get that nice bonus of +2.
oh yeah, we want that. We'll take our actual 15 and put that for Constitution.
That way we both have a nice +2.
Yeah. So that's with our hit points. That's going to be a 8. So let's see. It's not going to be too terribly strong, but he does get that +2. So I guess we'll just stick our lowest one there. Might as well. So that's actually going to be a 10 on the standard array. So that's a 0. Dexterity. Well, he can't wear armor. So we probably want this to be our next highest.
Although he does get the bonus 13.
Oh, yes, he does. That's true. That's true. That is... what is that? 13 plus dexterity modifier. Okay, so it's going to be at least 13. I'd say slapping a little bit of a bonus on there probably isn't a horrible idea. Maybe we could put our 13 there.
Sure.
So our armor class ends up being 14 to start with.
Which is only one bump away from...
going up in armor class, yeah.
It is, yes.
So maybe a later... And that's another thing I'll include in the additional text sheets with these sheets. What should go up when you increase in level and when you get your ability score increase. Because we're going to have... Because these are pre-gens, these are meant for people playing for the first time. So we're going to pick the initial ability score increase. And then, if the person playing it decides to stick with this character, they can pick their later ones on their own. I think charisma is probably a good one for this. But yeah, this will all be on the included sheets later on after these get uploaded. So what do we have left? We've applied our 8, our 14, our 13, and our 15, so we've got a 12 and a 10 left. Let's see, Sorcerer saving throws. That's Charisma and I want to say either Constitution or Intelligence. Let's see. Sorcerer. Go away.
Okay, yep, Constitution and Charisma.
Okay, so buffing that Constitution was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Constitution and Charisma. So we don't need to worry. Well, for guild person, probably we want to have decent perception. Make sure they're not getting swindled.
Yes.
So we'll put our 12 there, and then our 10 will be for our intelligence. Alright, so Guild Artisan background. Let's pull that up and see what they get for all their goodies. Alright, so naturally they get Insight and Persuasion. Makes perfect sense. So Persuasion and Insight. Good thing we got that little bonus. That's going to help make sure that we don't get swindled.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, 1 extra language of our choice. Maybe they deal a lot with dwarves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that.
they deal a lot with dwarves. Maybe sell a lot of. That's not how you spell dwarves.
Dwarves.
Dwarves. That's dwarves with a lisp, or not a lisp, but a speech impediment. Okay, so let's see, what kind of guild artisan is he? You get 1 type of artisan's tools. Let's see. Well, we have different businesses here, so let's see.
Just something that catches my eye right away. A glass blower with that little bit of breath weapon. You know, he's used to that air output.
Yeah. Although that usually requires hot temperatures.
That is very true.
Yeah, the glass might cool down a little too quickly. Well, they deal with dwarves a lot. Maybe something that dwarves wouldn't commonly make on their own. Dwarves are generally known for, maybe a little bit of tinkering. Jewelers and gem cutters, of course, armorers. So maybe something they might need but don't typically make themselves. Maybe... I mean, there's a lot here. I mean, I figure even shoemakers, because they'd probably have some pretty sturdy footwear.
Something that they may or may not make themselves, but that they'll always appreciate is brewers, distillers.
Oh, I imagine they'd probably have a lot of those. They'd probably have their own brewers. Maybe clothing isn't necessarily their big thing, or maybe alchemy. So we've got weavers and dyers, or alchemists and apothecaries.
I could see our Dragonborn sorcerer helping out some alchemists and apothecaries.
Okay.
Especially early on, before he really opened himself to the world of...
Okay, so I think that gives us a good choice for our artisan's tools. I think the apothecary set.
I think so.
All right, or the is it apothecary set or alchemy set?
I think it's alchemy, yeah.
Yeah, all right, so we'll give him the alchemy set. All right, and what else do we get here? All right, we got our language. All right, so then equipment, that'll be filled in later. So we'll just go back here, and we'll pick some other proficiencies. Let's see. Let me flip into the book here.
Some class proficiencies.
So we've got 2 already from our background. Sorcerer, that's Ranger. That's Rogue. Sorcerer, here we go. Alright, so choose 2 from Arcana, Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, and Religion. Probably, I don't know if he'd necessarily want to. I mean, he's lawful, so I don't think he'd take Deception. We've got Insight, we've got Persuasion already. Well, being an apothecary, I think Arcana kind of goes along with that.
Yeah.
Recognizing a magical potion. So let's go ahead and grab Arcana. He's not going to be super good at it because his intelligence modifier is 0, but
he's also a sorcerer, not a wizard or...
Yeah. So I guess really the only other one that would probably fit would be Intimidation. You know, you'll sign this contract or I'll eat your face.
I mean, he is a dragon.
Yeah. I could see that... I could see that coming in handy, you know, maybe dealing with somebody who maybe hasn't paid their guild dues, you know? He's not just selling stuff to the dwarves, he's making sure that they pay him properly.
Yeah. Scaring off any street youths that might wish to steal from him.
There you go. That works as well. I like that. All right, so I think we've got everything for this one. Am I missing anything that hasn't been filled in yet, or that needs to be? Because a lot of this will be filled in later. You know, we'll fill in the background stuff here as well on the second page.
Do we want to grab any proficiencies for the class?
Oh yes. So they don't really have a lot. They have no armor proficiencies, but they can use daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaves, and light crossbows. He's not a fighter, but I mean he's a dragon too. So, so we'll grab those from
the wiki.
Yeah. Again, not all encompassing here for a selection, but you know, he's a seller, not a fighter. All right, and I guess we'll. Tools. All right, and weapons. And that's what the fighters and people in the party are for.
Yes.
All right, so we have our sorcerer. I went to the wrong folder.
Excellent.
All right, and last but certainly not least, the spooky and mysterious warlock.
Our tiefling.
Yes, this is a tiefling warlock. We're just going to make this a base tiefling. We're keeping it to the common books. So warlock, maybe I don't like having evil player characters in the party. That's just a personal preference. We'll keep, again, these are for first time players, so let's keep everybody neutral of some sort or good of some sort. That said, warlocks are generally morally ambiguous. So I think chaotic is definitely going to fit here. Maybe a chaotic neutral.
Yeah, I think that's a fair pick for this tiefling.
Yeah, and this gives us the full gamut for these three characters. We got lawful neutral, neutral neutral, and chaotic neutral. Perfect. All right. And the background for this, what did we decide on?
We decided on urchin.
Oh, yes. Maybe this is why this tiefling got into, you know, dealing with the devil, so to speak. But I don't think we chose Fiend for our patron, did we? Or did we?
I'm not sure.
I want to say maybe we chose Hexblade?
Yes, looks like we have Hexblade.
Oh, right. So this is a Hexblade warlock. So, you know, he's not necessarily dealing with the devil, but he's dealing with something that's not necessarily on the level. So, let's go ahead and pull up. Actually, you know, before I forget, because I probably will, let's do their ability scores first.
Good idea.
So their saving throws are Wisdom and Charisma.
Okay.
So, you know, we definitely want that high Charisma. Again, this is our spellcasting stat. And it's a tiefling, so it gets +2 to Charisma. So I think we can throw the 14 in there and make that a 16.
Yes, I think that's good.
And Wisdom, that's pretty important. I mean, so is Constitution again.
And I guess...
Well, let's see. Hexblade, they're going to be in there fighting, so they're probably going to get hit. Maybe the 15 for Constitution? Give them a good...
I think that's a good base, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and they get 1d8 per level, so they're going to start off with a nice 10 hit points.
Oh, that was AC.
You are correct. There we go. Alright. That's the +2 there. Our other saving throw is Wisdom. So that's kind of important. Maybe let's slap the. Let's go ahead and toss the 14 in there. I think that'll be good.
Perception and insight alone.
Oh yeah. So let's see. They do get a +1 to intelligence for being a tiefling, so we can slap our 12 there. Well, they are a hexblade,
And
so we probably want some kind of melee-oriented stat.
yeah, strength or dexterity.
Yeah. I think he'd be dexterity-oriented.
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
And that's going to help his armor class out too. So let's see. So we'll put our 13 there. That's a +1. So that'll be nice. We'll take our 12 and put that down there in intelligence. And they're not physically strong, but they're very lithe, dexterous. Let's see, I forgot about that. That's 13 +1 to intelligence. Okay, and this is also a -1. So again, not super strong, but very finesse oriented.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and pull up Warlock. Actually, let's pull up. Oh yeah, let's start with Warlock. Get the Warlock stuff out of the way first. All right, so our otherworldly patron, the Hexblade. All right, so they do have an expanded spell list, so they'll automatically get Shield and Wrathful Smite right off the bat. I don't know what their Hexblade feature or their patron feature necessarily is. I don't know if it'd be Curse or. Let's try that again. You guys don't need to see my face. Alright. Go away. And otherworldly patron, Hexblade. Alright. We'll just make Hex Warrior the patron feature, I suppose.
Okay. It looks like a window capture.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't. That wasn't on there anyway. Or. Oh yeah. Let's set that back. Where is it? Did it really do that again? No, I don't need to. We'll edit this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of these wiki sites I've noticed lately, like, they keep popping up with those like fake messages. Should I get that on my phone too?
Yeah, I hate it.
Alright. Okay. And we're back. Okay, so we've got our first patron feature, or a patron feature. At first level, you gain proficiency with medium armor, shield, and martial weapons. I think that's pretty nice. And they already have light armor, I believe, to start with, and simple weapons. So this is going to be a nice fightery warlock. I mean, it's not going to go toe-to-toe with the fighter, but it's going to be pretty decent. And our other level 1 ability...
The Curse!
Ooh! We have a... our warlock in my online group is a Hexblade. And, there we go.
Oh, looks like we're a little...
Okay, hold on. I gotta go back and copy the rest. It's not gonna work, is it? Nope, we ran out of room.
But we'll have it on the text file.
Yes, we'll have it on the text file. But the Hexblade's Curse, they can cuss a lot. I'm about to. So we have that, and we have our regular warlock stuff. Actually, I think it just goes right into the patron, so all the regular patron stuff is just based off of their patron, which I completely forgot. I've never played a warlock. They don't have any level 3 stuff for that. But they do get their Pact Boon, level 3. So, let's look at their packs. Pact Magic. Boon? Ah, Pact Boon. Okay, so, being a Hexblade, I think Pact the Blade is probably kind of a no-brainer here.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Alright. So, we'll grab that. A lot of switching back. That's Pact of the Blade. So this lets them. This is kind of like the Eldritch Knight's pact, or not pact weapon. What is it called? Pact weapon. Weapon bond. It's like that. You can bond with a weapon and summon it into your hand anytime you like, as long as it's on the same plane of existence. Although I think warlocks are not restricted by that, as long as it's away. They can just summon it into their hand. Oh, actually, this is not what that does. You just make a weapon out of thin air. Or out of thin magic, I guess. Something like that.
Yeah, look at that. You can choose the form that this melee weapon takes each time you create it.
Yeah, so you could hit somebody with a broom if you want to. This is my 2d10 broom. Yeah, so we've got that. We're not going to fill in any of those other... Now, I don't think we get Eldritch Invocations until level 2, though, right? Yeah, no invocations until level 2. So we'll fill that in later. We'll pick something appropriate for the class. Again, text file, and then everything will be filled in. Now, Warlocks kind of get the shaft on spells. They don't get many... They only get up to 4 cantrips by the time they hit 20. They'll know a lot of spells, or at least a decent amount, but they just don't get many spell slots. But on the plus side, their spells are always cast at their max level.
Which is nice.
Yeah. Or at least as high as the Warlock can go. Their slot levels max out at 5th level spells. They only get 4 slots by the time they hit 20. Actually, by the time they hit 17. But they know up to 15 spells. They'll only ever know 4 cantrips. But to start, they know 2 spells, have 1 spell slot, and know 2 cantrips.
Yep. And your invocations will come in a little bit to help you out as well.
Oh, yeah. And you'll learn to love Eldritch Blast. If you don't like Eldritch Blast, don't play a Warlock.
Your DM will learn to loathe it.
Oh, yes. So let's go ahead. Let's pick our 2 cantrips and our 2 spells.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we have on the list?
So, we have this urchin here.
Oh, let's see. Oop, I'm on the wrong page. Okay. So, they get a pretty decent spell list. Again, not... Well, it's not as big as the Sorcerers even, but again, that's fine for Warlocks. Well... I kind of feel like 2 of these are chosen for us, just being a Hexblade. But maybe we want to add some range. But I kind of feel like True Strike and Blade Ward.
Both of those are very, very useful.
Yeah.
If we did want any range, Toll of a Dead is a nice.
It is? What does that do?
You point at one creature you can see within range, which is 60 feet, and the sound of a bell fills the air. It must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If it is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
And again, this is a cantrip that increases the dice as it goes up in level.
I like it. You know what? Let's go with that one. I like Toll the Dead.
It is a favorite of mine.
Yeah. Nothing to really use on the undead, because they get healed by necrotic damage, but that's fine. Toll the undead. Nope. I need to not speak and type at the same time. Okay, other than that, I kind of want to say like True Strike or Blade Ward would probably be good here. Blade Ward, they probably need a little protection.
Yeah, especially with that little bit lower AC, even with the boost.
Oh yeah, although they can wear light and medium armor, so there is that.
That's true.
Alright, and now we have 2 level 1 spells to pick. God, again, they're kind of already chosen for us. Armor of Agathis and Arms of Hadar.
Yeah, I agree with both of those.
Alright, well, there we go.
If you're curious, Cause Fear is also on that list in Xanathar's.
That might not be a bad thing to take, actually. Cause Fear and what do you think? Armor of Agathis or Arms of Hadar?
Kind of like the armor.
Armor of Agathis? Alright, let's look that up and see what that does, just so the people at home, all three of you. Let's see. Armor of Agathis. A protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting as a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. You gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while you have these hit points, the creature takes 5 cold. You know what? That is a good choice. I like that. Alright. Cause Fear and Armor of Agathis. Armor of Agatha Christie. Alright. And then we'll fill out the Eldritch Invocations later on. Maybe when we get another cantrip, we'll take the classic Eldritch Blast. We don't want to be too stereotypical here, though. Alright, so now we need some skill proficiencies and stuff and things. Let's see, this is a tiefling, which I think they speak Common and Infernal.
I think that sounds right.
Let's see. Tieflings. Yep, Common and Infernal. And they also get resistance to fire damage, which is nice, and the natural ability to cast Thaumaturgy. So they're actually going to start off with more than one cantrip, which is nice.
It is.
Again, it'll be filled in. They also have a natural dark vision up to 60 feet. So we've got that going for them too. So languages, Common and Infernal. And I don't think they naturally get any... Nope. All on one page. Okay, so let's look up our Urchin.
Get those background deets in.
Oh, yes. Let's see. They don't have any languages that come with this, but they, they really haven't had a chance to learn it,
Being on the streets.
But they do know some sleight of hand and stealth, and they're good with thieves' tools and a disguise kit.
Double tool proficiency is always nice.
Oh, yeah. So we'll... Oh. Tools, I guess. We'll remember sleight of hand and stealth. Sleight of hand and stealth. And tools. Bam! Alright. And the Warlock. Oh, that was nice. I turned right to it. Okay. So the Warlocks get to pick 2 skills from Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, and Religion. I feel like this would probably be, they're tired of being kicked down from their life as an urchin, so they've got that Cause Fear, but why not add some Intimidation to that?
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Especially with that tiefling undertone,
Oh, yeah. And, let's see. Intimidation, there's no G in there, James. I don't know why you put that there. Maybe Deception? I mean, they've got the sleight of hand and stealth. Maybe they're good at being deceptive, too.
Yeah. You never know when you might need to put your race a little bit under the table as a tiefling.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? You're looking out for number 1, and number 1 is you, buddy.
Yep.
You're that tiefling warlock, and you don't need anybody else. Even
nice.
though you're with a party of other adventurers. You need them to get hit before you get hit.
Yes.
They're your shield, whether they like it or not. Alright, so we've got our proficiencies. Warlocks actually get, it kind of, at first glance, it kind of seems like they don't get a lot, but then, they actually do. They actually get quite a bit, and just being a tiefling adds even more, They get that Thaumaturgy spell, which is nice. We'll grab some tiefling stuff to fill in. That's nice. Now, there are other types of tieflings, which are in Unearthed Arcana and Mordenkainen and Stone of Foes. Unearthed Arcana we're not using, and I don't have Mordenkainen and Stone of Foes. This is just a base tiefling. But they do have that dark vision, which is nice. Mm-hmm. And the Hellish Resistance.
Resistance to any element of damage at level 1 is really nice.
Yeah, and this is fire, which is pretty freaking common.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. And they've got the dark vision. They can see in the dark, which I think is just important for a warlock in general.
Yes.
So that's and we got our hit points, we got our scores there. Everything else will be filled in later. But those are our 3 new pre-gens. Got the right folder this time. Hey. Those are our 3 pre-gens. These will be, like I said, available. Links below. These will be available for download off my Dropbox or Google. I don't know. We'll see what the links say. I haven't decided yet. Probably the Dropbox. But these are our pre-gens. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Next episode, we'll be back. We'll be making a Ranger. We'll be making a... What else do we have? A Ranger.
A Barbarian.
A Barbarian.
We have a Monk.
And we're going to make a multi-class pre-gen. What's that going to be? It's going to be a surprise. We may actually just devote an entire episode just to the multi-class pre-gen.
It's pretty exciting. You should tune in.
Yeah, we've kind of planned this one out a lot more than we planned the other ones. But yeah, links below for the downloads. Get the sheets. Get the additional info for each class. Take what you want. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I have been Crow.
This is Sandless Dunes.
And we'll see you next time.